Hi, everybody. We are back. This is Miss Jamie, and this is part 2 of our Coping with Anxiety for Kids class. So, in this section, we are going to talk about ways to cope with anxiety. So, I'm going to give you guys a lot of different options about ways that you can cope with your anxiety. It's not going to be the same for everyone. You're going to need to maybe work with your parents and try some different things and see what is the most effective for you. Remember, this is a very personal journey just for yourself, okay? And so let's dive right in, and let me share my screen again. Okay. View and present. Okay. Ways to cope with anxiety. And I'm going to actually give you guys this that you can keep. We're going to talk about some ways. Okay. One of the first ways, and this is actually one of my most recommended ways, is to listen to music. Whatever music you like, whether it's classical music or modern or hip hop or whatever it is, get you some headphones and put them on and just turn it up loud, because sometimes when we are going down a path of being very nervous and very, very anxious and overwhelmed, it helps to take ourselves away and just kind of take our mind elsewhere. So if we put our headphones on and we are listening to music, it can help calm our mind and calm our brain. So listening to music is a really, really good one. I would even suggest making a playlist. Have your parents help you make a playlist of some songs that you can listen to when you feel very, very anxious. Here's another one. Take a nap, okay? Now, I'm not saying take a nap, if you've got to go somewhere or maybe you need to do some schoolwork. It's not okay to always take a nap, but sometimes if we are really, really struggling with some big feelings of nervousness and being anxious and worried and scared, sometimes it helps to let our brain just take a break. You talk to your parents about this. Sometimes even if you just lay down and close your eyes, practice some deep breathing, even if you don't fall asleep, it can help a lot. Going outside and being in nature. You will notice if you're looking at this as we're talking here, there's a lot of these ones that have to do with nature. The reason is nature can make us feel very peaceful. It can help us relax. So some of the ones that have to do with nature here: take a walk outside. Go to a body of water. Watch the stars. Watch the clouds. Just sit in nature. Go to a park. And don't just go to these places, okay? When you go out and you walk in nature, think about what you're seeing. This is called being mindful. That means when you walk outside, you can think to yourself, I see a tree. I am looking at the clouds. I see the grass. I am watching the stars, okay? What that does is it brings you back from being in all of these crazy things going on in your head, okay? Your head can feel very, very overwhelmed. When you bring yourself back to the present, okay? That means focus on what you can see right now in nature and think about that, and it will help your mind calm down, okay? Here's another one. Move twice as slowly. Now you might be thinking, Miss Jamie, that is weird. Why do I want to do that? Well, the reason that moving twice as slowly can help you calm down is a lot of times when we feel anxious or nervous, our body is just very worked up. We might feel very rushed. We might feel very overwhelmed. So taking a minute, slowing everything down. Slow it down. Walk slow, talk slow, and let your body just kind of shoo, and it will help. Now here's a funny one. Rest, look at this one right here. I'm going to show you right there. Rest with your legs up a wall. You're thinking, Miss Jamie, now what are you talking about, right? Because that's a silly one, isn't it? What that means is that you are laying on your back and you put your feet up the wall. Why does this help? Well, for one thing, just laying down and putting your body in that situation, in that position, is enough to be silly. And sometimes if we just take our mind off of what we're nervous about or what we're scared about and let ourselves laugh a little bit, that helps a lot, especially if we're having a panic attack. But it also has to do with blood flow and changing up the way your blood is flowing and stretching out your legs. There's a lot of benefits. So that's a really, really fun and silly one. And if y'all could see me trying to get in that position, then you would really be laughing. So maybe when you do that, think about Miss Jamie trying to sit with her legs up the wall. What in the world, right? Here's another one. Let out a sigh. And I'm going to put that one with some deep breathing. So, right? Do that a couple times. You will feel more calm just by doing that. You can, for those of you that are a little bit older, you can write. You can write in a journal. You can write a letter. You just write down your thoughts. It's called free writing. When you just write every single thing that you're thinking about, because sometimes we maybe are just feeling overwhelmed and we're feeling like we're taking all of this into ourselves, right? And we need to just let it out. And once you let it out, you are letting it go. You are just getting rid of it and you are letting your body calm down. So, writing anything that we write, and that can also go with talking. You can talk to an adult or even a friend about your feelings, and it can make you feel a lot better. Eat a meal in silence. So what this goes back to is what we were talking about being mindful. And being mindful, again, just means that we are focusing on our present, on what is happening right now and around us. And when we are sitting down and we are eating, then we are thinking about what our food smells like. We are thinking about what our food tastes like. And we are focused on actually the action of picking up our spoon and or fork and putting it in our mouth. That alone will take your mind off of the anxious and off of the nervousness and off of the fear and take you back into the present time, into the right now, and will help. You will notice a theme. You will notice that a lot of these have something in common. And what that is that a lot of times when we are nervous or anxious, we are anxious about the what ifs, about what might happen tomorrow or later today. All of those things are going to happen in the future. So if we can bring ourselves back to the now and not worry about the stuff that has happened or that might happen tomorrow or next week or 2 weeks or in 2 hours or however long, if we bring ourselves back to now, right, that helps. It really does help, okay? Let's see. Put on some music and dance. That is a fun one. I love that one. We should all just have some time to take some time to turn on some music and just get your wiggles out and dance. Engage in small acts of kindness. Anytime that we are doing something good for someone else, it makes us feel better about ourselves. And sometimes just boosting our confidence will help us not be so anxious. Find a relaxing scent. Scent actually has a lot of control over our emotions. And so if we can find a good scent, a good smell that works for us, that is a really great one to have on hand. Go for a run, take a bike ride, or exercise. So when we are being active and we are getting the blood flowing and all of that stuff just going, it will help. And the last one we're going to talk about is pet a furry creature. So if you guys have a dog or a cat, at those moments where your anxiety is just getting the best of you and you're getting nervous, or maybe you feel like you might actually have a panic attack, you can pet one of your animals or even a stuffed animal, and it will help. You just focus on what you're doing, focus on the motion, focus on how soft they are, right? And that will help. So now we're going to get into some more techniques. These are just some things you can do. But now I'm going to teach you all some actual techniques, some real things that you can really, really do that aren't just, that aren't on this list. Okay. This is called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 game. Okay? This is also like what we were talking about. It brings you back to the now. It takes you out of worrying about the future and brings you back to the now. Describe 5 things that you can see with your eyes right now. Describe 4 things that you can feel with your sense of touch right now. Describe 3 sounds that you can hear, or your 3 favorite sounds. Describe 2 things that you can smell around you or that you like to smell. And describe 1 thing that you can taste right now or that you like to taste. And this all goes back to being mindful in the present. Think about what is happening in your life right now. Okay, and what that will do is that will help you not think about what might happen. It will help you put all those what ifs out of your mind. And if your body is just getting really worked up with being anxious, this will help bring you back. Okay, here's one. This is called touch and describe an object. You can find an object around you. So let's see. I will use my phone. And you try to describe the object as if you are explaining it to someone who has never seen it before. Well, this is a phone. It's kind of little. It fits in my hand. It's kind of pink on this side. It's black on this side. It's hard. I can't bend it. It's smooth. Right? Here's another example. This is a cushion. It is a square shape with a pattern on it. It feels soft. You can repeat this with the object until you feel calm. And what this does is it helps use your brain in a different way. It makes you concentrate on the now. It makes you concentrate on something other than your anxiety when it starts to spiral out of control. The memory game. When you are feeling anxious, you need to try and bring yourself back to the present moment, like we've been talking about. Using declarative memory helps bring you back to the present. And what declarative memory is that we say it out loud. So here are some examples. You can list as many types of dog breeds that you can think of. Let's see. Poodle, Schnauzer. I have a Morkie and a Papillon. Let me think. I think I said poodle. Did I already say poodle? German Shepherd. But see how much it's requiring my brain power to think about those. And so whenever I'm using my brain for something other than whatever it is that I'm worried or anxious about, it helps me to calm down. You can also name as many fruits and vegetables as you can. Apple, orange, banana, spinach. See, you can do that, and you're concentrating on something other than your anxiety. So here's one that I really like, and I'm actually going to ask you guys to do this as one of your activities. So be thinking about this as we go through it, because I'm going to have you guys write these down or maybe come up with this with your parents. we're going to come up with your own personal mantra. We're going to write it down and we're going to practice it. A mantra, or a mantra, some people say, is something that we can repeat over and over. It's kind of our go-to phrase. It's just something that is in our head that we have memorized, that we can say over and over when we feel very, very anxious. When we pick one and we use it every time that we start to feel anxious, what it will do is it will trigger, if we do it enough and we practice it enough, it will trigger in your head a calming response, because our body will know when we say this, when we hear these words, it's time to calm down. So here's some examples. I am safe. I am here in the present moment. I am safe. I am here in the present moment. Or, this feeling will pass. Nothing bad is happening right now. This feeling will pass. Nothing bad is happening right now. Or, I can handle these emotions. I am strong. So, whatever it is that you want to come up with, I mean, it could even be something like, it can even be something like, I have a kitty and she is soft. I have a kitty and she is soft. I like giving my mom hugs. I like giving my mom hugs. Whatever it is that you want is okay. Write it down, practice it, and when you start to feel very anxious, you say it. And you say it over and over and over until you start to feel calm. And like I was saying, it's not something that's going to happen right away, but actually, just the idea of repeating something like that and speaking slowly will help you calm down. But if you practice it enough and your brain starts to associate those words with feeling calm, that means when your brain hears that, then it's going to tell us it's time to calm down. Okay? And self-soothing. So comforting ourselves through the five senses. We've already sort of talked about this, but I like this little graphic. Something to touch, stuffed animal, or stress ball. Something to hear, music, meditation guides. Something to see. Maybe you have a snow globe or some happy pictures. Something to taste, mints, tea, maybe sour candy, or something to smell. So a good idea is to maybe get yourself a basket or a box or a bin or something and add in there. You can get your parents to help, and you can make it even like a scavenger hunt if you want to find all of these things. Maybe get yourself a stress ball, put it in your basket. Maybe get yourself a way to play music, put it in your basket. Maybe get yourself some pictures or a snow globe, put it in your basket. Maybe keep some mints or some candy in your basket, and maybe something to smell, or like earlier we were talking about a nice calming scent for you. If you can put something like that in your basket, then that can be something that you just go get when you start to feel yourself getting very, very anxious. And you can sit down with it and you can go through all your senses. And by the time you're done, you will feel much more calm. Okay, so that is the end of our presentation. You can fill out the rest of your workbook, which is about coping skills. You can circle the ones that you want to use, and then there is a space on the last page that has 5 coping skills that you are going to try and that you are going to practice. So it is not something that's going to happen overnight. Most of these coping skills you're going to need to practice, and that is completely normal. It takes practice because anxiety is a very, very strong thing to be dealing with. And especially panic attacks. So if you're experiencing panic attacks, it may take you a few tries to find the coping skill that works for you. And even if you find one that works for you, it may take some time for you to practice and really learn how to use it when you're feeling very, very overwhelmed and having a lot of those anxious feelings coming at you. Okay? So I'm going to have some more videos for you, supplemental, if you want to watch them, just to kind of help deepen your understanding of the subject. And I'm going to be posting it all on there. So just go down the list and finish the class and let me know if you guys have any questions about anything. This is a subject that's really near and dear to my heart because it's something that I have been struggling with my whole life. And so if you need any sort of extra help or anything, like, I am here for you, okay? And I will talk to you guys soon. And also, please don't forget to leave a review about what you think about the class. Bye, everybody.